Hey guys, CBrinley Artistry here, and I am here to bring you a tutorial on this experiment that I tried for a beach scene. Now, I got this canvas at the dollar store, and I liked how deep it was, and I liked that I could take it apart, and I could possibly use that glass front to provide a little contrast to the beach scene, or I could just take it out and use the frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the background and I'm actually going to make it holographic. Now I have holographic vinyl here, so it's just going to be an easy peel off and stick right on. And what I'm going to do is I'm literally just taking the background and setting it on top of the piece of vinyl, and then I am going to come in with a marker and mark just the size that I need so I can easily just cut it out and stick it right down and be ready to go, which is the best thing about using vinyl. Now I usually use holographic wrapping paper, and you can totally still do that. You're just gonna need to wait for the glue to dry before you can start working. And so with the vinyl, I just took one edge off and I got it to where it was gonna line up nice and even with the edge. And then I kind of just rolled it out and down so that it came off really nice and flat, and I was able to just push any of the air bubbles right out. And here we have our nice holographic background. Next, I came in with a hot glue gun and I just kind of sealed all the corners and the edges so that way I can layer my resin and it's not going to leak out. Now for my sand, I just used some black sand that I got at the dollar store, some holographic black glitter from Hemway, and some Elmer school glue. I mixed all three of those together until I got this nice paste that really makes the sand nice and workable and gives it this nice realistic texture. Once I had gotten the sand down and dried, I came in and I started adding my first layer just to add a little color. Now I was trying to be pretty transparent with it, but it ended up being a little more opaque than I was going for, so I kind of lost the holographic background. But that's totally okay because this experiment was all about texture for me. Now I'm actually going to be using some shaving cream, and I'm going to start by putting this on the sand just so that I can try to have the sand be clear and not have the resin that I'm about to put down come over onto the sand. Now I'm going to get down the colored resin and I'm going to blend it in, and then I'm going to come over top of the resin with some more shaving cream. And the reason I'm doing this is because I was going for kind of a textured ripply water effect in the resin. And I know that I could have used maybe like a plastic sheet, some saran wrap or something, but I figured with that it might actually make the waves pretty like hard and sharp and give them rough edges. And since I like to make my pieces 3D for kids, I didn't want the edges to be super sharp. So I figured with shaving cream, it was going to be thick enough to last the 8 to 12 hours that the resin needs to cure. So it's still going to stay on there and it's not going to go away or just kind of melt into the resin. It's going to stay firm. And so once I had gotten all that in, I tried to like push the shaving cream down to give it a little texture, and after 8 to 12 hours, this is what it looked like. And so I came in and I started taking the shaving cream off, you know, hoping to see like a ripple texture, but I was actually pleasantly surprised to find that it actually had given my beach the bubble texture, which was pretty much a shock. Like that's not at all what I was going for, but I really like the texture that it ended up giving the water. I cleared it out with some water eventually and some wet wipes, and then I came in and I kind of dried it off with a paper towel, and then I gave it some more time to kind of just air out and dry and kind of harden up a little bit as well, because it was a little tender, we'll say, but I know that the shape was still going to hold. Now I know that if I just put clear resin on top of this, that I would lose all that texture that I just got. So for my next step, I actually ended up coming in with this slanted paintbrush that I used to kind of paint in this mica powder to give it actually color and keep the texture. So I used Ghost Satin Green by Black Diamond Pigments, and I also used Pearl Blue by Stardust Micas. And so for the third layer, I was actually just going to put down some clear and put in some waves, and I actually had a little bit of difficulty with the waves for this one. I was just unable to kind of get over the edges and be able to use the heat gun like I usually am, so the waves are a little wonky for me, but the point of this experiment was more for the texture, and I think that was very much achieved. Also glows in the dark. It's a little hard to see, but it still shines, so I really love that about that. And this is it out in the daylight, all beautiful and cured and glistening, and I cannot wait to try this on a larger scale. So if this inspires you guys, go ahead and give it a try. This was just normal resin, not UV resin. I didn't have to put it under a UV light or anything like that. It's just regular pearlmarine resin, and any kind of shaving cream will work. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.